How's your marriage?
Which one?
How's the relationship with your brother?
Strange.
Your mother, your father, your sister? They're all questions, right? Tonight I'm going to talk to you about that little communication dance that we all do every day of the year, but we just don't know it. This communication dance is small talk. The examples I just gave you then are not small talk. They're much higher. What is small talk? Small talk is simply the friendly noises that we make amongst strangers, acquaintances, people we rarely see, in order to build an affinity with each other. That's what small talk is. And you don't start small talk by saying, how's your marriage? Because that's probably medium talk. And small talk can be equated to something like climbing the rungs of a ladder. You don't start halfway up a ladder because you're just going to topple straight over. You start at the bottom. You make the friendly noises. You develop the rapport with the people whom you've never met before, and you build it from there. Some great acronyms I'm going to give you tonight. The first one is R, A-R-E. Anchor. You enter the room. A room full of strangers. We've all been there, we've all done it. One of us tonight has done it. Tonight. Everyone's anxious. So don't kid yourself that no one else is not anxious there. Because everyone is a little bit anxious, they're a little bit nervous, and you've got to approach the art of small talk as if you're the host. So rather than thinking, I'm a guest here, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to, stand in the corner, have my drink, and just have this closed body language, it isn't going to work. So, what you do, you approach it as if you're the host. What are the qualities of a host? They act as a leader. They're participative. They're active. So, we've entered our room full of nervous people who have never met one another before. And what do? You anchor. You talk about the shared reality. Something very simple. Have you been to Toastmasters before? What's the weather like? Gee, it's been hot today. These little noises are meaningless. They don't matter anything, but they start the rapport. The second part of R is reveal. So, have you been to Toastmasters before? No, I haven't been to Toastmasters because this is my first time. I've revealed something. And then from there you keep going. So you've got anchor, reveal, and then we've got encourage. So your question is an encouragement to get you to the next level. So, have you been to Toastmasters before? No, I haven't. Well, this is my second time. This is the encourage. And I quite enjoy it. The people are nice. There's some great things to learn. And then it becomes a little verbal game of tennis. And this is where the tennis doesn't become a slogging match. Because no one likes hearing all about the person. It's about talking and opening yourself up to the other person without waxing on too much about yourself. Oh, I've never been to Toastmasters, but I just thought I'd check it out because I'm already a great speaker. Didn't think I could learn too much, but I thought it'd be a good place. Maybe I could pick up some chicks. It's a good place to hang out. That's wrong.
Oh, well, I better go then.
Small guys. So it's more about being a little bit delicate, but without being over delicate and over analysing it. So not too much about yourself. About asking the other person. And it's all about your approach. I'm going to give you another acronym. This acronym is OCL. I think it's OCL. No, it's OLC. But it doesn't matter, they mean the same thing. Observe, listen, and compliment. That's the next step in your small talk armoury. Observe. You're talking about your shared mutual realities. So let's observe things. Gee, it's a nice room. Yeah, it's I understand this building is heritage listed. Wow, really? Small talk. Perfectly. The wrong small talk. Gee, I've seen those two guys go into the toilets about 10 times in half an hour doing coke. Shall we go and join them? Wrong small talk. Listen. Overhear some things in the surroundings in the social area. The wrong listen. I overheard that person over there saying they've got a friend here tonight who's got very low morals and a bang-on first date policy. Shall we try and find her? Wrong small talk. It depends where you are. So observe, listen, and then compliment. And I'm not saying, wow, check out the ass on that. I'm talking about, that's a nice tie. Wow, that scarf is arresting. Where did you find that scarf? These are the small twos and fros. Now, in amongst all of that, it's also about your body language. And I touched on it earlier. So you want to have a nice open posture and a relaxed smile as well. So you're not going to have someone coming up to you if you've got the grumpiest frown, you're backed into a corner, facing the corner, and just not happy to involve yourself with anyone. It ain't going to work. So the open posture, the smile, brings me to my last acronym. Soften. Smile. Open posture. Forward lean. I'll get to that. Touch. And I mean touch, I don't mean grope or I mean touch, if it's appropriate. Shaking hands is a touch. Having a communication with someone and near the end of the conversation, maybe lightly touching them on the back of the arm or something like that. That's a touch. Getting to the end of my acronym. E, eye contact. No one likes talking to someone and they've got their eyes on the phone, they're looking all around the room for the next possible objective and not focusing on the person who they're talking with. Eye contact, very important. The last one is nod. Now, I'm not saying you need to be a puppet marionette like this, but what I'm saying is just some general nods during the conversation are just very human and very normal in terms of the whole body language experience. So that's soften. I've given you 4 tonight. R, OCL, soften, and now I'm going to give you the last one. It's form. Because what's going to happen during this small talk situation is you might start to feel a little choked with things to say, and things are going to get a bit tough because you think I'm getting to that conversation I'm not sure what I'm going to say next. Form, think of this. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Talk about those things. I come from a big family. Perhaps that starts and triggers a little bit more small talk. Talk about your occupation. Talk about recreation. Talk about your motivation. And that's a perfect example again for Toastmasters. What's motivated you to come here tonight for your first time? So it's all these little small interplays and tools which you can use, which when you analyse them is the art of small talk. One last tip I'm going to leave you with, and this is one that I really like because I need it. When you meet someone again, or you meet someone for the second or third time, say your name. Hi, I'm David, we met at that last Toastmasters. Nothing is worse than coming up to someone, yeah, hi, how you going? And then it gets too awkward after 5 or 6 minutes and you're like, oh shit, what was their name? And then someone else comes along and you're like, hi, this is, yeah. There is a little trick to get out of that, and I can give you that little trick. is, how do you spell your name again? And I've used it dozens of times, but it can backfire because if they say Guy, oh, Guy, right, okay. I thought I might have had a silent E on the end. But these are just little tips that I've used, and welcome for anyone to use the art of small talk. So it's all these quotidian banalities, which are the art of small talk, which is a small acorn of what small talk is, which can grow to a big oak of friendship. Because think of all your friendships, they all started somehow. They all started with small talk, probably. I'm going to finally leave you with a quote from the immortal Dale Carnegie. He's one of the public speaking and communication pioneers of his time. And he said, you can make more friends in 2 weeks by becoming interested in them than you can in 2 years by trying to make people interested in you. Mr. Toastmaster.